told to get back, yeah. Told to get back, damn. Told to get back, yeah. Told to get back, told to get back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Open Mic. This is gonna be like our first interview. I got the one and only Mike DFG live in the flesh or on the call. You're looking a little like Tupac right now, not gonna lie.
Wow.
A little bit though, like a little bit.
Yeah, okay, I see it.
He looks intelligent though, so that's good. That's straight. So we're gonna be talking today about Outlaws, how it came to be. It's actually pretty interesting how I met you, how we started recording this song, and like the changes we made to the song that you guys heard on the extended version or Mike's version. It's really fire. So I say let's get into it. How did we meet, Mike? What was the meeting experience?
Thank you, man. Man, we met in the trenches of TJ Maxx, bro.
Straight up. I think I was like on a fitting room or something. They were teaching me the basics, and I saw this dude Mike. He all smiles. He got the smile on. He's chilling, and then he comes up to me. I think you came up to me, and I was just like, "What's up, man? What's good?" So that's just how we started talking. That's how everything started. How we started conversing with each other and shit. I'm like, this dude, he's chill. He's a straight up guy. And then a little bit later, I found out he raps. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to listen to something because I rap myself. He raps. Maybe that's a possible collaboration. And we had some employees that actually kind of like set things up together. I know they're excited that we're working together now.
Yeah, man. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, we have hella mutual friends, even outside of work. And it was like, for like school and shit. And it was crazy because, like, when we dropped Outlaws, hey, yo, you know Julian? We went to school with this nigga. I was like, man, I know everybody.
Exactly, man. It's crazy how just like it's a small world for real. Like I knew a lot of Mike's friends. Mike ends up knowing a lot of mine, and we all fuck with each other. And that's just great to see. Honestly,
all love, bro. Yeah,
it's all love between everyone. They've been super supportive of me. I know they've been supportive of Mike. He's got Tales from My Grave coming out soon. That shit is gonna be hard. So you guys make sure you are tuning into that because that's the next big release. And you got some live instrumentation, right? With like friends and shit that help you?
Hell yeah, man. So like at my school, hold on, we finna have a visitor. Let me show you. My nigga Bud.
Yeah.
Bud DFG. He's always here when I'm recording.
Yes,
just
sir.
being back chilling and sleeping. But yeah, TFMG, the way that came about is I have a class. It's called Advanced Music Production. So it's like for the tippity top students at Lane for like music stuff. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I want to just explore my versatility, and I was like, you know what, man, let me rap over a rock beat real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I went on YouTube, and the first thing I typed in was a Nirvana type beat, and this dude named Circle popped up. Yeah. And I was like, okay, the beat is actually called Dirt itself. Like all the beats, it's like their name is what I named it because it's like that's exactly what it is.
It just clicked with it, right?
It just clicked perfectly. It was a perfect writing piece. And I was like, you know what? Just leave it. And Dirt came about. It was like, bruh. I was like, dude, this shit is just insane. And I didn't want to just release it normally. I had to figure out a way how to,
make it stand out, right?
Exactly. So what I did was I run me an open mic at Lane. It took me a while to get there. Yeah. But yeah, I ended up closing the show out with Dirt, and it was like live performance. Like we was rehearsing like every Friday. Every Friday we were rehearsing the song, and they just picked it up like the first day. And meanwhile, I was still writing the song for the most part, but for the most part it was done. But it was like some, you know what I'm saying, some lyrics here and there you gotta fix a little bit.
A little bit of tweaking, yeah.
And it came out beautifully. Like the place was packed. Hella people was there, and I was so glad to see everybody. Like people just walk in, it would be no chairs, so they sat down. Yeah. And artists, that means a lot because a lot of people could have just like, oh, no chairs, dip back out. Like it was so many people, and it was like I loved the environment there, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, I feel you for real. You know what I love so much about that song? Like, it's not afraid to be different. Like, there's
Exactly.
people, as soon as you change something, they're like, oh, he's not the same. He's changing up. This new style he's got is not this, not so and so. It's very easy for an artist to just keep kind of putting out the same thing over and over, going over the same type of production, the same type of lyrics. But when you're able to just change a style, it says a lot about you as an artist, that you're really expanding beyond just a genre. You're more than a rapper. You're a musician. You're an artist, and you're not afraid to try new things and see if they work.
Exactly. And like when you called me for like Outlaws, I was in TFNG mode or just like plain dirt mode. So I was
Yeah.
like, that versatility just kicked. And I was like, I've always wanted to do a drill beat. And then you just sent me a drill beat.
Mm-hmm.
Unbeknownst, I was like, whoa, I bet. So like,
I remember you like said it like, this is a whole ass drill beat. I was like, yeah,
I was like,
that's what we're going.
I'm like, you read my mind when you sent me that drill beat. I was like, damn.
No, cause like listening to like songs like Azuku Freestyle, man, like that
Yeah,
that
Hold on,
energy
hold on,
that you
hold
got
on.
there, bro.
You had to say it. You had to say it. Hold on. Big body, Mr. Ozuko in the building. You know what I'm saying? They need to sponsor me. I've been putting niggas on to Ozuko. If you hear this,
Look at that
sponsor a nigga, please, bro.
Hey,
Only nigga out here rocking Ozuko, and I'm making
reach out to Open Mike, that Julian, and hit us up with the sponsorship. We'll get Mike with that. For real, like that song, man, it's fucking raw. It's crazy. It's what I listened to, and I was like, yo, I think he would sound perfect on a beat like this. Let me send it to him, get his opinion on it, see if he can do something over it.
Facts, dude. Like Ozuko, the way that one came about, it was the freestyle. It was legit a freestyle, like how it says on the title.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just be the most belligerent. And it's like, or like what? Hey, Uchi Walla, I'm a fucking mama and your fucking grandma in the backseat on my Honda. But you already knew that though. I feel like Jeffrey Dahmer, where I kill these niggas with no Connor's fucking system, Benny Hondas, then I took your auntie though. And that's where Auntie's favorite came about because I don't know what it is. Aunties would be looking scrump diddly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, hold on. DFT is just an amazing project for me. Like, coming back from like not being able to do music. Well, not being able, I just took a year off from music so I can get my mental health together. And it was a perfect way to come back with DFT. Just came back, dropped Prime Time, then No Time.
Yeah.
The whole tape on Friday the 13th. And I'm really excited about TFMG because that's the EP, and it's like I'm really trying to show people that I really do this because I feel like taking that year off, it kind of made people forget that I was a rapper.
Yeah.
Because I only had Murder Case out and like Fake Feelings out at the time. Because and they probably forgot I was a rapper, but now it's starting to circulate again that I really do this shit. Like, I ain't come to play. Like, I do this shit by myself for real.
Yeah, I think that's something kind of with like the modern day and age too. Like you stop putting out music for like a month or two, and people are like, "Where the music at?" And then once those people forget, it's just like, "Oh, this dude makes music." It's like there's so much constant people putting out projects, man. Just like yesterday or 2 days ago, Friday, how many albums did we have drop, and how many of those are not going to be listened to after that day right there? There's so much music out there. There's so many creators who are putting their work out there, and it's hard to make your own lane and stand out. So being able to come back, I would say, after like a whole year and come out with something so strong really says a lot about your work ethic and what you put into the music.
Tell me about it. Like, bro, niggas not even ready for my next shit, or even like they not even ready for DFT 2 because I plan ahead. Like, I could show you my Logic Pro X, like the last 10.
Yeah.
Bruh. You can just see what I got planned, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
Man, being as an artist, that's the best feeling though. When you know you got some hot shit that you're just leaving in the vault, and when the time is ready, you're gonna bring it out and it's gonna go crazy.
And I feel like I want to make up for lost time. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to at least release something each month. I'm not saying what I'm releasing
Mm-hmm.
every month, but I'm gonna try to release something every month just so I can keep that buzz going. Because I hate taking hiatuses, even though they're much needed. I just feel like I'm letting people down just by leaving just like abruptly, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because there's people who genuinely believe in you, man. They know that you got this potential, and it's like part of it making it big is you don't want to let those people down who've been supporting you, who've been with you since that start when you started first picking up that mic.
Yeah, man. Shout out SI, man. That's the collective we had. Just we started it back in like uh Corona days, like when it was like a peak Corona, and bruh, we made it, and like DFT, it featured like my boy Inconsiderate and Q on 2 songs, but like DFT2, man, I'm gonna have the rest of the group on there, and I'm just so glad because them by my boys, man, been through a lot with the pandemic stuff, turn a pandemic to a pandemic, but like, yeah, man, it's really a humbling experience knowing you got people in your corner. And yeah, they man, they like my music more than me, and they actually help me like my music. So it's like, you know how you an artist and shit, and it's like you hate hearing your voice at first, until you start putting a little sauce on there. You know what I'm saying? But they really helped me a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. Like sometimes I'll be listening to just like the raw recordings of just my vocals, no backing. I'm like, what what am I listening to? And then the mixing and mastering process. I think people don't realize how important and how this really has affected a whole generation of artists who have used auto-tune. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using auto-tune or anything like that, but it's helped create a vibe. It's helped create an atmosphere, and there's been a lot of artists that used it correctly. And, you know, it's just an awesome thing to have this available to someone like me and you, where we can't be in a studio every single day of our lives. You know, we got shit to do outside of that, and it's just great that we have access to these tools.
Yeah, man, it's honestly just like, if you use it the right way, it's practically over with.
Yeah, exactly, man. You do some shit that's unique, that changes the rap scene out there, that makes you stand out. That is the best way to set yourself apart, is to not go into see your favorite artist. I'm not saying not to be inspired, because everyone is inspired to a little bit, but have that uniqueness, have that sense of individuality that only you possess, and that's what's going to keep people coming back for more.
Exactly. So like, you said you wanted to know about the process of Outlaw, right?
Yes.
I wanted to know your process before, you know what I'm saying, we get into it.
All right, so if we go a little bit into my process, I have this album that I'm working on. You guys, it's gonna be fucking crazy. I'm telling you, there's so much work. Yeah. Mike has been hearing some of that shit. It's been going crazy. So I'm working on Prosperity. I'm like, damn, I like this album, but I need more people on here. I want to uplift more artists and more people in Chicago that I know. And since I recently got into connection with Mike, I'm like, Mike makes great music. We're going to put something together. So I was looking for a beat. I think it took me around like 2-3 days just looking for a beat, looking for something that clicked, something that connect. I heard this drill beat on YouTube, and I'm like, damn, this shit is really good. In my head, I just heard Outlaws, Outlaws, Outlaws. And that's kind of how it started. And I was like, Mike kind of fits that persona. You listen a little bit to DFD, like he's on his braggadocious, he fucking yo auntie shit. Yeah, we're gonna take that, we're gonna download this, and it just came to me, man. The lyrics just completely freestyled it. What I did was I freestyled the song in kind of like little sections, little snippets. So I do go for a bar or two, and then once I finished that, I re-recorded the whole entire thing with a one clean verse take. And the benefit of doing that is it doesn't sound extremely choppy. Now I know like some people sometimes, like Juice WRLD for example, you can hear that shit is chopped up at times, but it sounds good when he does it. But certain artists, they can't pull it off, and it sounds better going clean. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send it to Mike, and then as soon as he sent it back, I was like, oh my god, he just killed it. He took this shit to a whole nother level. And you can kind of go into like how you went about it recording the song now.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, the way I do it, because this was my first ever feature, bro. Like first ever, even with like other songs and stuff. This was my first ever feature, so I was like, nah, this is a special ass moment. And plus, it was with my boy, so it's like, hell yeah. So what I ended up doing is I would listen to nothing but that beat on repeat throughout my day and see how it would like fit like certain lyrics. Then when I got home, I just did a dumbass freestyle. And as you heard, you know what I'm saying? I'm flowing in there. Look at my eyes, we got something to say. Nigga, I ain't worried about no bullshit. I avoid that bullshit like a lay. I wrote a little bit of it because I wanted to make sure the bars hit.
Yeah.
But as you see, like in certain parts, like, yeah, only a bacon, egg, and cheese. Niggas, you gonna be begging up. All of that part was a freestyle, and then tell to get back, tell to get back, damn, tell to get back. That shit.
That right there, when a song hits that point, man, I'm telling you, that's when it fucking goes crazy. It's an amazing kind of just the way you flowed and just the combination of everything. It really makes that moment unique in the song.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, it was like I was really channeling my inner New Yorkan for some reason. It was like,
it's like I need to go to Upper Deli.
I had to say something about a deli, bacon, egg, and cheese. It's like, but that was just like a random freestyle. I just thought New York, and then boom, and then like
it all flowed from there.
I was like, fuck it, I want more. So I went back in. I was like, fucking nigga talking about, bitch, I gotta get my cheese and I dip. Hey, what? Tell the little bitch on the shit. They get popped like a motherfucking zip.
Big 4-5.
Like,
yeah.
Bruh, when we performed that at Fortune House before it was even released, like the crowd was fucking with it so much.
I know.
And it was crazy because they didn't even know I was performing it with you.
Yeah.
You kept looking towards me. I'm like, nigga, don't look at me. Just perform.
Don't let them know. Don't let them know.
Because like I'm notorious for making people laugh or fuck up on stage because I'm always doing some dumb shit. And I'm like, don't look at me just in case you forget a word. I don't want to feel bad.
It'd be the reason that I fucked up.
Yeah.
Get booed off. No,
it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Like I'll do a face, I'll make you laugh, and then you'll just be laughing during your set, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
But when I got up there, they're like, "Oh shit!" And then like we just try to get back. Like that part was.
And it's crazy too, cause like the song is not, it wasn't even out yet or anything, but those lyrics were already in my head. That's how memorable it was for me. Like just listening to the song a couple of times before we performed it, I'm like, I already know most of his verse, cause it's so iconic. The flow, the cadence, and the pacing of the verse sticks with me, and I was able to recite it. I was able to bring that energy when we said "Total get back, Total get back." That shit was crazy, and you know, it was so awesome being able to bring you on to there, because it was my first time ever doing an open mic performance like that, and just having someone who did it before, helps you get like that confidence, like, hey, we're gonna be up here, I got Mike DFG, he already knows what he's doing, he's gonna kill his performance, so I'm gonna kill my shit too.
Yeah, bro, like it feels great to perform, and I'm gonna go on a limb here and say like it's a lot of great performers in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like shout out Kai, shout out Sneak, shout out Young Jabba, Nate. That nigga is honestly one of the best performers I've ever seen in my life.
Nate goes crazy, man. He shakes the whole entire room, bro.
That nigga lung capacity is like
ridiculous.
How he does it, nigga. Shout out to that.
Yeah, shout out to Nate, man. Always supportive too. Always showing love.
That's my dog, man. That's my dog. We got something on the way. I ain't announcing it yet until I announce it properly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm really happy you had me on that song, bro, because I was like, yeah.
Of course. And like if you, the viewer, want to watch the performance, we have it up on YouTube, even though it's not the same thing as being in the environment there. But man, when me and Mike, we going on our world tour, you can tune in there. We gonna perform that shit for y'all live.
We might have some in May. I ain't gonna say nothing yet, but I'm working on some.
Little something is something that we're working on. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure you following both of us. Mike following me at Open Mic and me at Julian_D312. So
Yep,
you stay
Mike
updated.
underscore DFG. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna say your auntie's favorite. Don't be offended. How it is.
That's just how it is. I kind of want to talk about too, like the album artwork, or not the album artwork, the single artwork that went into it. So I had this idea from this very start. As soon as he sent his verse back, I was like, okay, I want this album cover to look such and such. So I had myself take a picture. It was me holding a notebook like this, and I had the mask on. The mask is very symbolic of prosperity. It's kind of like, you know how The Weeknd used his red suit to promote After Hours and everything. It's kind of my take on that. I have the blue eyes in the artwork. I don't have blue eyes in real life. I wish I did, but hey, can't get everything you want nowadays. So I had the mask on, everything. I sent it to Mike. I'm like, yo, Mike, send me this shit. And Mike was slacking for a little bit. He waited like a day or two, but then he sent it over, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, he's got the pose, everything's solid. Let me go ahead, let me draw this shit."
Definitely slacking. My bad on that. I had a lot of shit to do. Yeah. Like, I think I was at work, still at TJ Maxx, but shit, I finally quit. But yeah, what I was like, okay, when you sent me that, I was like, all right, I already know what I was gonna do. Yeah. I instantly look up. And then the Pulp Fiction hoodie too. Shit was Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that's my man. I love that hoodie to death. It's staring at me right now. Yeah, great hoodie, man. I really like that picture because I was like, nah. It reminded me of that Boondocks picture. You know, Riley. Mm-hmm. So I was like, nah, I gotta. Yeah, you actually sent me that picture too. It's kind of like a reference to it. I was like, hell yeah, I see where he's going with this. And man, as soon as I finished them too, this is some iconic shit. This is some really different, unique thing that sticks out. Like, people come up to me and they're like, "Who made that artwork? Who made that shit?" I'm like, "I made that." And I had my boy Mike helping me out, send me the picture, the reference, and we put this together. And people are they're so impressed, man. And not only of my performance, there's been people who walked up to me like saying, "You found a great person to perform with. Like, the chemistry you guys had on the song was great, especially on your extended version when we do the back, and you hear my vocals come in with that too. Like, just that chemistry, you could tell from the very start that it's a special song, and it's something that we both put so much love and so much care to." I was with Mike as he was editing it down in his in Logic, and he was like adding all this cool shit. He was adding the pitch down effect to the back of the vocals. I'm like, that is fucking raw. That is heat. And the beats, when he was able to drop the beat for a certain section, it makes it hit all the much harder. Exactly, like that. I had to throw some sauce on there because I was like, all right, it's fire if it just the beat plays the whole way through, but I'm like, nah, certain phrases needs that isolation so people can actually hear, because they can hear it, but they need to hear and feel what you're saying. Exactly. Just like, man, it was perfect. And then like that pitch down vocal, bro, it's honestly adds another element to, like, it has a whole layer of just performance and creates an aura and atmosphere. Yeah, exactly. And it's just insane hearing that mixed with the dropouts, boom, 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 perfectly, man. It is amazing. I know it brings like a certain energy to the song. While I do love the original version where it's the beat all the way through, it's still very near and dear to my heart. Having all these changes to it, man, it just makes you want to listen to it over and over again and really pick up on those subtle things. Addicting. Very, very addicting, and that's what you really want to do when you have a song. You want a song that's stuck in the listener's ear, an earworm that they want to play over and over again. Exactly, bro. Like, man, I really love that song. When I was like doing the reference track, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do the reference track tonight. I'm gonna bounce it, and then I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow. See what I'm saying? Yeah. And then like I'm playing it, I'm like, okay, all right, yeah, this shit is hard. Yeah. It's crazy when the reference track is just crazy. It's just hard as fuck. Yeah. When you vibe into the reference track, that's how you know a song gonna be a banger. Yeah. Like,
I feel you all the way, man, all the way. And, you know, as soon as we had that song done and finished our artwork, I'm like, we're going to put this out. I wanted to make sure that the time was right, that I didn't drop it the same day as you dropped your Tales from My Grave tape, because I know how much hard work went into that. So as soon as we collaborated with that and we figured out the timing, I knew, hey, it's the perfect time. Building up towards this album. Mike got his project coming out soon. Let's get a little bit of boost for both of us and kind of get our names out there. And I think it worked perfectly, man.
Yeah, it worked perfectly. Like, hella people from both sides are loving it. And I just started up a playlist. It's called Chicago's Up Next. And I essentially just put all of my homies that I know from, like, the music industry scene from the underground Chicago, like Sneed, Java, Kai Crusade, Koifish, Jabba, Nate, you, my boy Ethan, Cottage Member, like even my mentors, Pinky and Ad too, like those people. Shout out Sam the Sentient too. Like, it's hella people in this scene that makes the, you know what I'm saying, it makes us keep going. Shout out Ryan.
Exactly.
Ryan too, that's my boy. Cheat Codes is the second song on the playlist. We just added Outlaws. We just added Situations by James Failure. One of the members from the band, he's the drummer.
Yeah.
He had a song out. And yeah, the Kaleidoscopes, they're gonna drop an album as well. That's another part of the band. So it's like it's all love all around.
Yeah, and there's just so much quality there too to listen to. Like, especially if you don't know much about the Chicago underground scene, you're gonna hear some music that is insanely high quality that really easily competes with mainstream artists, people that you've been hearing about. Like, I highly recommend to check it out, and we will have it linked in the description down below. So make sure to go listen to it. Follow it up, and there'll be a lot of great music that'll be added to the playlist.
Oh God, man, it's just updated weekly, and I'm gonna make sure I keep that. So if it's like I see somebody dropping some music, I'm gonna definitely put it on there, and hopefully boost some streams up for them.
Exactly. Well, I think that's been a great talk, man. We heard a little bit about the behind the scenes of Outlaws, how it came to be. I hope you guys enjoyed as the viewers. And if you want to go ahead and show us both love, I'll have the Instagram for Mike. I'll have my Instagram down, and we'll link the song Outlaws for you guys to check it out. It's on all streaming platforms, so make sure to go run it up.
Better go listen to it. I'm going to put your moms on black. You gotta go listen. Gotta go listen for your own good. We done slaved over this damn beat. You gotta go listen to it.
It's been J Ultimate and
DFG.
Peace out.